Close your eyes and imagine a smell. It is 1941. Damp wool, coal smoke drifting through a kitchen window. Somewhere on a stovetop, a beetroot bleeds crimson into a shallow pan. Not for soup, not for supper, but for a woman's lips. This is not a story about vanity. It is a story about the extraordinary human refusal to be diminished, even when the world is burning down around you. When World War II-era rationing strangled the cosmetic supply, lipstick cases were melted for ammunition, and cold cream disappeared from pharmacy shelves overnight. And yet, in kitchens and narrow terraced homes across Britain, women reached into their pantries and improvised with a chemistry that was, by any measure, genuinely ingenious. Beetroot, the original field dye. The beetroot is a pigment factory. Its crimson color comes from betulin compounds, water-soluble, intensely saturated, and remarkably adhesive to skin. A small raw beetroot, pressed against the lips, deposited a stain that dried close enough to real lipstick to hold through a morning's work. For lasting wear, the juice was simmered into a concentrated syrup, applied with a fingertip and blotted dry. Cherry juice served a parallel purpose, offering a cooler, pinker tone for those who preferred it. From a Fieldcraft perspective, the resourcefulness of this process is striking. There was no waste. The boiled beetroot became dinner, the residual juice stored in a small jar across multiple applications. No tools, no specialist knowledge, no infrastructure, only observation, patience, and the willingness to experiment. These are, as any seasoned bushcrafter will tell you, the fundamental pillars of survival improvisation. Flour, cornstarch, and the art of the matte finish. Well, in the 1940s, the ideal look really favored a pale, powdered complexion. Achieving this, though, without commercial face powder, required a bit of lateral thinking. Flour, cornstarch, and arrowroot powder all share one key property. They're fine starch-based particles that absorb surface oils and scatter light in a way that genuinely mimics commercial talc. Cornstarch was considered superior. It's finer and less prone to caking. Arrowroot, the most refined of the three, sat almost imperceptibly on the skin. This encodes a broader principle Fieldcraft practitioners return to again and again. Understanding the properties of a material matters more than its conventional use. Cornstarch is not cosmetically designated, but its physical characteristics make it cosmetically functional. That same logic governs how a survivalist reads a landscape, a plant, or a piece of salvaged hardware. Keeping up appearances as an act of resistance. The British government actively encouraged women to maintain their appearance as psychological warfare against despair. When the products ran out, the intention did not. Women continued to show up, painted, powdered, composed, because the alternative was to let the war win something invisible but irreplaceable. This is where the wartime beauty kit becomes genuinely instructive for the modern preparedness community. Morale is a survival resource. The wartime women who boiled down beetroot were performing maintenance on the human spirit, which requires as much deliberate care as any physical system. The leg stocking technique tells the same story. Gravy browning or cold tea applied evenly over the legs, a seam line drawn carefully up the back of each calf with an eyebrow pencil. Applied Fieldcraft, available materials, understood properties, functional outcome from nothing. A final word from the Fieldcraft Chronicles. The beetroot on the stove, the cornstarch on the cotton pad, these are not relics. They are proof that the most sophisticated survival tool available is the willingness to look at an ordinary object and ask, what else can this do? If this episode opened a door for you, share it. Put it in front of someone who loves history and values self-reliance. Subscribe to Fieldcraft Chronicles, built for people who understand that survival has always lived not in expensive gear, but in the quality of human attention brought to the world at hand. Fieldcraft Chronicles. History, craft, resilience,